Hey, this is Matt Knuckles. Thanks so much for registering and getting the free copy of Triangle of Fitness. Honestly, without that tool, my divorce would have been much more difficult. So make sure you watch that video. It's super short and super simple, but it is going to be powerful in regards to helping you get from where you're at today and through your divorce. So I wanted to take a minute to kind of tell you about why I created the course that I did. I remember that first day after my wife had moved out of the house, and I was sitting there with all three kids waking up in the morning, and they had no idea what had just happened to their parents. And as I was basically getting up in the morning, I was trying to figure out how the fuck am I going to get three kids showered and get myself dressed. And mind you, my kids were 5, 3, and 1 at the time. Most people trying to chase around just a 1-year-old on their own is enough work, but I had obviously 3 kids to get ready and get going in the morning. And I'm just sitting there thinking, holy shit, like how am I going to do this? I don't know how to be a single dad on my own. And then there was days, that I would basically need to be going out of work. I didn't have my kids that morning, and I would just literally like sit down. I remember the chair in the garage that right in front of my garage before I was about to walk out, just sit down and start crying. And I was just thinking about all the shit that my life was coming into. I was, thinking about that some other man was going to have influence on my kids, and that they could be calling him dad or what have you. I was starting to think about basically everything that I built for the last 10 years was literally just going away. I had built up to owning 12 houses. I had a successful mortgage business, and my income was going to be going away. We were good savers, and I had saved up a lot of money and put that into my whole life account. And all of this was going away. My business was being threatened, that basically that I was going to have to give her half of my business in addition to income. And literally, I was literally about to lose my mind. It was driving me crazy. I remember seeing my buddy Phil while he was going through his divorce, and he was shitting rainbows and butterflies. He was my best friend, so I knew what was going on with him personally. I knew what was going on with him financially. I knew everything about what was going, and I was seeing him going through it with such grace and what I'm now calling emotional fitness. And I remember seeing him and thinking like, man, like I've got to figure this out. I can't fucking go through this divorce. I'm literally going to lose my mind and end up on fucking Dateline. So I was like, I've got to figure this out. And Phil and I happened to be at an event, and this event was amazing. And he turned to me and he was like, this is exactly what I learned from my therapist when I was going through my divorce. And I had been to his therapist once with my ex-wife when we were trying to work on some marriage counseling. And literally, it's just not my gig. Like laying on a couch and telling this therapist about my, childhood and the issues that I've had and stuff like that. It just wasn't my gig. So at this event, he was like, this is exactly what I learned, how to have that emotional fitness and go through my divorce with grace. And everybody could see it on him. He literally was shitting rainbows and butterflies is what I used to tell him. And I'm like, holy crap, how are you so happy? Like, I wanted to figure out, how the hell are you so happy when I know that all these external forces are not going the way that you want them to go? And I'm like, when he told me that, I was like, all right, I've got 2 choices. One choice is go and hire his therapist, or number 2 is hire this coach that was talking at this event. And so I ended up hiring this coach. So I worked with this coach for 2.5 years. I went to over 12 events over those 2.5 years. In regards to the amount of hours between the coach and going to these events, I have over 1,000 hours invested. And these events were really expensive. I traveled to most of them. In all, with the coaching and the events, I spent over $100,000. But I was thinking there's got to be a faster way for people to get this content. And I feel sorry for the person that can't get this content or doesn't want to go to a therapist. So I created Freedom in 10, which is a 10-day digital coaching course and how to help you with the emotional fitness piece, but also help you to create the life that you want and start doing some of the strategies and tools that I know that you can use to create the life that you really want, to get the the finances back, get your emotional fitness going, and just get the things in your life the way you want them, So it's basically going to be I'm going to give you the content really fast. It's going to be 10 days. You're going to be watching short clips, 4 to 5 minutes on most of the clips. And what I would recommend is that you repeat the clips because we're going to be moving at such a fast pace. You'll have basically things to be accomplishing every day. But it's what I created that I wish I would have had 2.5 years ago. Like I said, it took me a ton of time and a ton of money to get this content. And I'm so grateful that I did. It literally changed my life. So I hope that you register. I hope you go through it and not just buy it. I've made it priced competitively so that you can afford it. It's not expensive. And I hope that it changes your life. We're going to have a couple calls during those 10 days during the week so that you can have question and answers. You'll be a part of our community. I'm going to put up a community Facebook page to where you can ask questions and get input from other members in the group. So I really hope you join. I hope this will have the same impact that going to all these events and spending all this money and all this time to create that emotional fitness in the life that I really wanted to create. And I'm so excited to be with you on this journey. Thanks.